I would say that you work really hard, and when you're here at Penn State, there's just these amazing resources to take advantage of, whether it's studying abroad or taking classes outside your major, because you're in this huge university, and by and large, if you push hard enough and ask enough questions, you can learn anything you want. And the world is becoming so diverse, and you're not ever going to work in this little silo of just designers or just architects. So the more that you're getting that experience while you're here, and then once you're out in the world, continuing to learn and wanting to have that same attitude of just like, oh, I'm in this new place and there's something new to learn about, or there's a new medium of social media. Well, what's happening on that medium? What are brands doing? What are people doing? How can we use that to push change forward? And just continuing to know that part of your role in the world as a designer is to see where we're all headed and try to get there a little bit ahead of time, and to help curate that conversation within that new world. Think about how can it be used best, and sometimes it's going to be used to sell something, sometimes it's going to be used to tell people about something amazing and exciting, but challenging yourself to want to know and learn and understand what is happening. I mean, definitely being part of the studio program here in design, there was always this joke that our best art director were going to be the people that were our professors here, because they were going to clearly communicate what they wanted us to do, and they were going to give us a really incisive critique and tell us how to move forward. And they also taught us how not to take it personally. And I think that is just so important in the creative industry. You are creating a product, and of course there's part of you that's in that, but you have to be able to walk away at the end of the day and say, well, this one wasn't a piece that I'm going to put in my portfolio, but it got done, the client was happy, the people I work with are happy, it sold the tickets it needed to sell. And every single critique here really drives that point home, that you are making something you should be proud of, but you can't be so proud of it that you can't take some pretty harsh criticism, because that will happen. Or being told that, it's just not working, you got to start again, can be some of the best lessons you're going to get, because your first few years you start to realize either you're working with a client who cannot express what it is they don't like, they're just telling you they don't like it, or they might express something you just completely disagree with, but you have to find kind of where that kernel of truth is. And at least when you're here and working with a design professor, they are speaking to you in your own language. So those lessons of listening to what they have to say are so important, and I feel like influence my everyday of just being able to walk in, love what I do, but be able to have pretty harsh criticism of what I'm working on and take that in, not take it personally, and make the changes that need to be made, but within the parameters of what I know are good taste and good design, and come back with something that everybody feels good about. I think being a Penn Stater means to me, well, I'm a legacy, so I think there's a big part of me that thinks of my dad. Also, my husband went here to Penn State, and so it's a really important family tradition. And I think I got this amazing, practically Ivy League education. I paid half in-state tuition 20 years ago. I left school with no debt, but one of the best design degrees that you can get. I didn't have to refinance anything. I owed no money when I left school, and people really respect the Penn State design program, respect this university, and being able to come here as an in-state student and leave with just a wealth of knowledge, stay for 5 years, and still leave and have money left in my college fund to move into my chosen profession and be able to invest some money and not leave with a huge amount of debt just makes a huge difference. And Penn Staters are this amazing community of people. I've never met a Penn Stater who wasn't excited to see another Penn Stater, who didn't want to offer their assistance or give you some advice or just sit down and grab a beer. I mean, it's a great community of people that really spans such a wide variety of professions. And when you meet these people, wherever you are, they end up being some of your favorite people you work with. There are many Penn Staters across the Metropolitan Opera, actually, both in the creative professions and coming out of marketing. And they all have this kind of caliber of excellence that you expect out of this university. They all came here, they worked really hard, had a good time too, but also came out with a respect for what it took to get this degree and then move to New York and get a job there.
Mm-hmm.